Welcome to Tantrum House. I'm Kevin Delp.
And I'm Melissa Delp.
Today we're talking about Merchants of Araby. Now this game is a negotiation economic game for 2 to 5 players from Daily Magic Games. This was Kickstarter last year, but now it's available in retail.
In Merchants of Araby, you're trying to become the wealthiest merchant. To do this, you're going to have to gather a productive entourage of merchants and allies. You're going to have to invest into caravans, and you will have to negotiate with your opponent merchants.
Here are the components. The box actually becomes the main game board, which is pretty cool. There are player screens, camel tokens, lots of coin tokens, and over 100 cards.
On your turn, you have several actions you can perform. These can be done in any order and any number of times. You can play a card from your hand by paying its cost. Now, some are added to your tableau, your entourage, and others are one-time use. You could task a member of your entourage. That's basically activating a card in your tableau. You can add camels to your caravan, and you can negotiate with opponents.
The cards are going to allow you to produce resources and take specific actions. It's important to build a production engine with your tableau.
The caravans, though, are where you can score a lot of money, and money is what determines the winner.
There are different ways to get your camels onto these caravans. On your turn, it's pretty easy. If you produce a certain type of good like fabric, then you task the card and place a camel onto the fabric space.
You can also negotiate with the other players to produce a good you need. I could offer Kevin money, cards, even an in-game favor for him to task his spice merchant for me so I can add a camel to my caravan. But you can also try to get your camels onto other players' caravans. This requires more negotiation because you have to have their permission to place it on someone else's. Say the other player has a caravan that has openings on the jewels, and you can produce a jewel. Then maybe you could offer a coin to put your camel on the jewel spot of that caravan.
The key thing is that only completed rows will pay out to the players. So it behooves players to work together so that rows of camels can be completed and get paid. This is the main way to get coins in the game.
One thing we haven't mentioned yet are the bandits. At the beginning of each player's turn, they resolve their caravan. Any stranded camels that aren't part of a completed row are first removed. Then you take the top card of the deck and lay it next to the caravan card. The number in the corner indicates the camel that is attacked. The camel is removed from the card and given back to its owner. Then any camels left get coins based on the card's payout scale. The lower rows usually receive more coins.
Now you think you would know, don't place your camel on a certain card because the bandit's going to get it, but because players are continuing to pull cards from the deck, you don't know where the bandit's going to be when it gets back to your turn.
Right, and the likelihood of a bandit attack actually corresponds with the likelihood of getting a higher amount of money. So the bandits are more likely to attack on that bottom row of the 7, 8, and 9, and least likely to attack on the top row, the 1, 2, and 3. So there is a risk-reward gamble that you have to make about how much risk there is for a higher payout. Now, if you can get more camels onto the card, then you're reducing that risk because you should at least get some money for them.
Now, I like that you have to keep watch of your camels throughout the game. You only have 5 of them, so you have to determine, do I want to keep them all on my own cards, or do I want to spread them out onto other people's caravans? Now, that usually means that I have to pay money to get my camel onto other people's caravans. So there's a lot of good negotiating and decision making in the game.
I like the different cards in the game. There are merchants that help you produce and allies that give you special benefits. There are also 2 types of one-time use cards. Djinns can be played anytime, which can really help when you're in those negotiations. And then there are virtues, but they can only be played on your turn.
The artwork is great and fits the theme really well. You feel like you're sending your camels out on these caravans to deliver goods, and the negotiation fits perfectly with the merchant theme. And the game board being part of the box is super cool.
This game fits well within the Daily Magic lineup. If you enjoy negotiating with your opponents, using multi-use cards, or even the theme of being a wealthy prince or princess of Araby, then you should check this one out. Tantrum House gives Merchants of Araby 2 thumbs up.